I just want to comment on that so-called briefing that President Mann up there in the Oval Office was having today. I turned it off after he started going off the rails, talking about it was DEI's fault, the Democrats' fault. Then he brought up Joe Biden. Obama was first out of his mouth. And I just said, are you kidding me? Are we not supposed to be focused on this tragedy that just happened last night? Two planes collided, an American Airlines jet and a military helicopter. 67 people lost their lives. They're saying no survivors. A skating, some skating people were on there. U.S. figure skating. And he come out here, and first he throws some shade at the tragedy. If y'all listen to him talking, he throws some shade. Now Hegseth said no clues in the crash investigation, but your leader comes out and blames everybody and somebody. I don't get it. Why can't the focus ever stay on the situation at hand? Why do they always have to go off into other things? This is not a blame game. We should not be playing this game right now. Right now, it should be about those family members, those souls that were lost, and the mission to continue to go out there and look for survivors and find these people. Isn't it? Why are we talking about whose fault it is? It makes no sense. He's saying, he's trying to make it seem like these people are not skilled, not trained, that they are below the standards. But his people are skillfully trained. How come nobody could see this happening? Didn't your eyes see this? You mean to tell me you couldn't see a little dot? He said. But he just went rambling about aviation, FAA, Buttigieg, disrespected him blatantly on national TV. Talked about him like a dog. I just don't get it. The cognitive issues are showing. But y'all talked about Joe Biden. But this is what these Republicans do. They just cannot seem to stay on the point. They always have to go railing off and talk about Joe Biden, bring up Kamala Harris. Well, he went all the way back into the archive and went and brought up Obama. Really? So you want to say it's DEI's fault. Then that means it is your fault, Mr. President. Aren't you DEI? J.D. Vance, you're DEI. All the rest of them up there with you, DEI. So who you pointing the finger at? While you got 4 fingers pointing back, pointing out there to all these people that you're blaming, you got one pointing back at your motherfucking self. No proof or any evidence of what he was up there rambling about. And he was pressed by those reporters for proof that diversity hiring played a role in all of this. And he got mad at the reporters. He got mad at them because someone said, well, who's to blame? It seems like you're blaming the Democrats' DEI and Joe Biden. He got mad at that question. He got mad at the gentleman's question from NBC News. Who set him in his place? I mean, it makes no sense. This man just a mess. To sit here and blame Pete Buttigieg and say he's at fault as well. Wow. Talk about how he put our safety. I just have no more words for this man. There's something wrong with this man. But he needs to know that him and his old entourage are DEI hires. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He throws shade at the handicapped, the disabled. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He throws shade at everybody. Then had the nerve, after he got through rambling on with his cognitive issues, had the nerve to say, well, let's have a moment of silence. Really? You should have thought about that before you start rambling on about stupid stuff that didn't make any sense. That should have been your main focus after you was talking about the tragedy at first, threw some little shade at the tragedy. You should have went on about having a moment of silence before you start going off the deep end about Obama. Before you start going off the deep end about DEI, the Democrats. You should have decided to have a moment of silence and shut your mouth. Somebody should have got up and they should have sat you down, but they didn't. Because, see, these people don't care what this man do, what he says. They dare not say anything against this man or make him sit down and be quiet. 4 more years of this for all of y'all that went out there and voted for this man. Shut the freak up. Don't want to hear no whining, no crying because y'all voted for this motherfucker.